Well, Eskom has signed a R7 billion credit facility with China Development Bank. The facility will contribute towards Eskom's current capital expenditure program. Now, the energy utility also announced that they secured the 75% of their R69 billion funding requirement. The credit facility will increase the funding secured for the financial year of 2016-2017 to R51 billion. Now, this also comes after BRICS said it was willing to stop to fund struggling SOEs. Joining me on the line now is Eskom's spokesperson, Khulu Phasiwe. Khulu, good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. For the people who don't understand what this whole issue is about with, in terms of the capital expenditure program, just explain to us what that is.
Morning, Peter, and to our viewers. Well, essentially, over the next 5 years, Eskom is going to spend about 237 billion rand to finish off the build program that we currently are embarking on, which is Medupi, Kusile, and Ingula. So our approach to the China Development Bank was one of the sources that we are going to look into in order to get that kind of funding so that we can finish off our project. So this is just one of the many institutions that we will be approaching so that we can raise enough funds to finish off our project.
Khulu, I want to bring it down to the consumer's perspective of this as Eskom obviously continue to look for rate hikes. I mean, is it likely that even with all this money that you're getting from the bank, that prices could still increase for consumers?
Well, electricity prices, unfortunately, will still increase because remember, Peter, in 2015 or 2014, actually, the National Treasury had said during that time that our prices need to be cost reflective, meaning that the prices that we or the money that we use as a company to generate electricity, it's much lower than how much we're selling for. So essentially, we are subsidizing everyone in South Africa. We are starting from a very low base in terms of our tariff structures. So sometimes when we adjust them upwards, it seems as if they are a lot too high, but actually they are low because if you compare them to the rest of the world, we are actually starting from a very low base. And for a very long time, our electricity tariffs actually in South Africa have been artificially kept low, but now it's about time that we adjust them upwards.
So, Khulu, this massive deal of billions and billions of rands is not going to have an effect on the price of electricity for consumers?
Well, not in the immediate. In fact, what we are saying as a company is that if we are able to contain our costs, for example, in relation to some of the issues around, say, renewables, for example, then we will be able to obviously increase our electricity prices, but not at a higher level. So, and basically that's what we are doing. We are trying to reduce as much as possible in terms of our input costs, especially also in relation to the prices of coal. You may know that over the last few months, we have been battling with some of the coal suppliers in an effort to make sure that we get a fair deal in terms of the amount of money that we pay for the acquisition of coal. Those prices that we are able to negotiate, we actually pass them on to our customers, and that will be reflective in terms of the tariff application that we will do at a later stage.
Khulu, this must be a big relief, I guess, for you.
Well, yes, but it has to be added that we as Eskom actually were not concerned by some of the things that some people have been saying about us not being able to raise money, because we knew all along that even some of the players like Future Growth, for example, they are not really a big funder of Eskom. Obviously, they do hold some of our bonds, but they are not like the biggest player in the market in terms of Eskom bonds. So we knew that we do have other funding sources and will continue to engage other partners. Right now, as I speak to you, the National Treasury is leading discussions with partners from South Africa, including Eskom, who are in America, in an effort to speak to investors. And I'm sure in those kind of interactions will ultimately lead to situations where we are able to fund more of this kind of deal.
One last question, just in terms of, the loan has come as Eskom is involved with a bit of a spat with people like, Future Growth, after it said it would not lend to Eskom, after, 5 other state-owned enterprises. Future Growth said they were concerned about parastatals and how they were being run. What would your message to them be?
Well, from our side, to be honest with you, Peter, we were just focusing on our game. Our game is to make sure that we finish the projects that we are building now, and also to raise money to finish off those projects. And to their credit, Future Growth, I think during the time when they issued their statement, they had said that I think they had something like a 1.8 billion rand, which they were going to sort of divide between 3 state-owned companies that they were speaking to. We as Eskom generally, I don't think we were part of that equation, because 1.8 billion rand, or at least a portion thereof, was not going to be enough for us. We need, I would say, enough money like the one that we currently got now from the China Development Bank, because we, as I say, we need about 230 billion rand to finish off our project. So smaller amounts like 1 billion are not really going to take us very far.
Kulu, thanks very much for chatting to us on the line there.